What's going on, guys, and welcome to a podcast unexpected. Today's a very interesting podcast because it talks about real life subjects, and this is going to give you guys some great insight about mindset, about what you do, and about how to ask for help. And one of the things that I've learned, especially going over the years, is the ability to lean on community, lean on friends, and really solve the problems using your own resources. A lot of times when we look at situations like this, it can be very intimidating because we don't know how to ask or we don't know what we're asking for. And I want to encourage you guys that when you're in a situation, the biggest thing you can do is ask. The worst thing that's going to happen is somebody will say no or it won't work out. And where I've gotten myself today is mainly from that ability of asking and receiving. And it's even, I don't know if you guys are religious or not, but in the Bible, it even says you have not because you've asked not. And the power of the universe, everything aligning. But even when the things align, there's still things that can go bad. And in business, it's one of those senses where it's called ebbs and flows. And what that means, it's kind of like the ocean. It comes and it goes. And the idea is the mindset, which we constantly talk about here on the channel, that millionaire mindset, is about that persistence, that, stamina, and the ability to stay strong, especially when you're in environments where everything is falling apart or everything's not working and you don't know what to do. And it's very frustrating. And as a business owner, I've been there so many times on so many different levels of wondering, which direction do I turn in? How do I make this a positive? When everything's breaking, how do I build? And you got to dig deep. And this is one of those things where it's not for everybody, and it's definitely not for the faint of heart. And if you don't have what it takes, you're going to wind up losing. And that could mean, little losses to extreme losses. And you always just want to be able to say, hey, this is my situation. I know I need help, and it's okay for me to ask. So today's podcast is about Little Witch's Garden Shop and helping them in the most valuable way possible, which is through community, through education, love, and attention. So I'm going to bring them on real quick. Welcome, my guys. Do you want me to bring on both screens or just the one screen?
Just the one for now.
Okay. Yeah. So we're on tonight with you guys. Grown Ups, do you want to come in here? You want to shake your head, yes or no? Grown Ups with us. So we're here together on this very special occasion. So why don't you go ahead and give us the introduction of what's going on so we can better understand together.
I like jumping in.
While I roll a joint.
All right. So, so what we're doing is actually, I'm going to start just a few days ago is, just kind of,
Just go back.
I'm just going to kind of put it all out there. And this is the hard part for me. This is something that's really tough for me. And I'm going to thank Madman for kind of having this, is we had a deal with one of the owners. We got partner owners with the business here. And that kind of went differently with the other owners. So we got notice that we have to pay a certain amount of money or you got 5 days to get out. So we did everything we could and we came up with half that money. And we are, are asking for help to continue. Now, Madman is amazing. We've known each other for a long time now. And I don't ask for help. I don't.
Too hard.
No, I would.
We would take any other option that we can before we bring ourselves to ask for help. That's not something that we take very easily. But we are.
So I would have just slipped away. And Madman didn't let me.
So for those of you that don't know us, my name is Valen. This is my husband, Daniel. We live in Arizona. We have a garden shop that we opened a year and a half ago, and December will be 2 years for us. And we had an amazing start. We jumped right into the community. Everybody welcomed us with open arms.
I love your story. Can I just give a little back?
You can wait.
Okay.
You can wait. We jumped in, leaving the corporate world, wanting to be a part of the community in every way that we could. We wanted to be a part of growing things, building the community, helping small businesses grow where they need to go with a place that they can. Even before we expanded, we wanted small businesses in our shop. Just use us to help you grow and grow with us. Help us get all of our names out there. And that's what we continue to do. We've hosted a series of events. We've had cannabis-friendly events. We've had spiritual events. We've had craft events. We've had cloning classes. We've had growing classes. We've had education speakers. We've had Madman come out to the shop and do live podcasts and interview local growers in our area. We've done a local grow along with some in the community. We've done just about everything that we have thought of to try and help keep this community together and grow together. And now we are at the point where we need the community's help, or we have to go, and we don't want to go.
Yeah. So what I kind of want to say is, this wasn't a decision to, hey, leave the corporate world, we can make a garden shop. That, it kind of was the universe speaking to us. And if I can quickly just tell the story is I would go to a gas station and it plays a video. And then the people that have heard this are like, fuck, here he goes.
We're known for our randoms and our coincidences, our entire relationship. So we listen to these signs.
It started playing a video, and I thought it was selling me something. And it's like, are you thinking about starting a business? And I'm like, oh, great. I got to pump this gas and listen to this thing sell me something. It's like, and all it kept saying was, don't wait, do it now. Just go out and do it. Oh, it's just this encouragement. If you're thinking about doing it, do it, do it. So this lasted for like 2 months. And every time I went and got gas, the video would be on, but in different segments of the video.
You want to start
the first was business? The whole thing. The next thing was, if you're going to start a business, go do it. And it kept cutting down all the way until this Friday. And this Friday, I got gas and it said, do it. And it went blank. It's like, I knew that video, but I was thinking, that's freaking rude. Like, how dumb was that? Well, I drove to work. An hour later, got a call. She got fired. She asked me, what do you want me to do? I said, take everything we have, 401k, our savings, everything, go start the business. And the universe forced this hand, so let's follow that direction and go do that.
We found a place pretty quickly, and it was just boom, boom, boom. Everything fell right in line. We had our keys, we had our paint, we had everything up. We had our decorations arrive. Our orders started coming through. I mean, everything literally just fell right into place. It was magical. It was absolutely magical. And that started Little Witch into what she became, what she is for the community, and the energy that she holds with every event, every shopping experience, and every person that comes by our shop. It's not replaceable. It's one of a kind.
Yeah. And the people that have been here, But we're here because Madman and Mad Madame decided to, they wouldn't let us quit.
So as Lacey does, she always reaches out to me, and she was just trying to say, hi, are we going to smoke? We need to FaceTime. And I was like, let's do that. So I called and I was just like, okay, well, I think I just texted this. I was just like, I'm not doing so well and things are getting hard. And she was like, well, what's going on? And I started to tell her what was happening and where we were at. And she was just like, how can we help? What can we do? What can Madman and I do let's talk, let's get on a call, let's just make this happen. We need Little Witch. And I was like, we need Little Witch. So we got on a call, and we have been talking ever since. And we have been trying to formulate any options that we can to save her. And our first option was to reach out to family and friends directly, of course. And we did. And we bought ourselves a little more time, which in turn gave us the option that Madman and Mad Madame suggested, which is to call upon the community.
Yeah.
And ask the community,
I think, yeah.
Can you help us? Will you help us?
So we're not asking for you to just donate us money. So we try to put together little packages, if you will, that will show what you get. So it's a raffle.
Sorts.
My wife will go through and kind of show all the things that we're putting out there. And we're asking for anybody that donates $20. We want to send you something, and we'll do a live raffle. So people get everybody's names afterwards, and we'll just do a live raffle for these things. So again, yeah, we're not asking for everybody to just, hey, please send us money. I feel weird about all this anyways. Hello, love.
If you need a little bit more time, I can switch it back to me for a second.
Nope, I will just turn it this way. So you're going to get my face in all of it. So I have a few good prizes right behind me that we do have a couple of restrictions on, but we have more than, I think, a dozen little things that we put together that we want to give back to the community. So our ask and our kind of plea is, if you are willing to help us and you are able to help us get where we need to go, we have steps to get back to you. We don't want you to feel that we are just taking from you.
She can't hear you. They can't hear you. Sorry.
I'm not loud enough on your mic?
No.
Damn.
You're a little bit light, but you're good now.
Yeah, I turned it on. I didn't want the echo. So I have probably a dozen prizes sitting right next to me that I'm going to go over really quick. And this is something that we are going to give in return for any donations that we receive to help save Little Witch. So we do have two of them that are size and weight restricted for shipping. So with those two, it is going to be a local only, or if you're willing to pay for shipping, that one will go to you. So we have a 3x3 from AC Infinity. We have a trim bag, camo style. Then we have a trim bag hanging set with shears. We've got some Tico and some molasses. And then we've got Fish It, the big bottle. We've got a love ritual, this canvas sign, and the Green Witch book for those spiritual sides. We've got some air bottom bags in 2 different sizes with some hooligan farming seeds and Dino-Myco, of course. We've got TNB enhancer refills plus the enhancer and one of our TNB stations. And then we have a second TNB with some up and down. Then we have a propagation station, which has the test tube styles, could be a shelf. We have a soil test kit with some more Dino-Myco and, of course, a microscope 30 times. We have some Power Sci, Bloom and Original. We've got a pop grip, a farming sleeve, and some AC Infinity shears. And then we also have the players pack for Roots Organics and everything that comes inside.
That's an awesome bundle. And then what I want to do too is I just put in the chat all the links. If you do want to start donating, I also am going to throw into that donation with you guys. And I'm going to add in 2 Petritool mini foggers as well. And not only that, but I'm going to be the first person to donate $100 to you guys for you guys. So I'm going to kick it off with $100. So if anybody else wants to go ahead and start donating and back me up, we're also going to have 2 mini foggers as well to add to that. So, you know, really want to help you guys. You know, Not to take it away real quick, but this is really what my Smoke Busters platform is really geared to do. I really want to become like the voice of reason in a way where if you're lacking or you feel like you don't have it, you could reach out to me and we could do something like this and we could raise awareness and we could build connections. You know, one of the beautiful things about being at your shop in Arizona was we spent 2 whole days with you. You know, that's where I met, that's where I met Mac. You know, if it weren't for that, I wouldn't have my distant 800 miles away right hand man, because he really is. Like, me
Yeah,
and
he's a
him
great
spend
guy.
more time together than I do with people here locally, and just being there, the way you guys have done it, the secret bookshelf that leads to the back room. I mean, that event that we had that day was just so magical, and there's just so many people there. And this is also what you guys are donating for and helping out with, is the fact that you are building more and more experiences. We need grow shops like this in the area so we can have these events. It's very hard to find places that'll let you smoke, especially, where you can be in a room with other growers. As growers, we always get frustrated with just people who smoke because of, they just don't have the education behind it. And when you can be in a grow shop and have the experience that you guys provide, it's magical. And, the Little Witch's Garden Shop is a beautiful place, and it needs to be preserved and respected and, upheld, because we need you guys a part of the community. So I really appreciate you letting me do all this, because this is really what I'm designed to do, is to help people and to find answers and look for other people. And GI Genetics just said he'll throw in packs of seeds for the raffle. So there you go.
Tico was saying they're going to throw in a pound of super tea.
Perfect. Yes. And I really also want to thank you guys.
I don't know. That was one of the stipulations we were trying to figure out, because that might get, yeah.
I can definitely find out the weight so that we can be able to figure it out for the areas.
Yeah.
It's in its original packaging. So
we were trying to figure out, like, are we going to make that a local kind of pickup, or if somebody wanted to pay for the shipping, if they wanted it, yeah.
No, but in all honesty, I really want to thank you guys for being vulnerable and breaking down. And I know it's hard, looking, at all the comments and stuff, with people watching you with tears in your eyes, but you got to understand that, in a way, you're in the fight for your life, and we need to support you in those ways and back you, and that's what we can do here tonight. We're going to continue this with posts throughout the week. Oh, Casey Lee says she'll pay the shipping for the tent. You know what I mean?
Confirm the weight.
I myself want to say I'm really glad that you guys are up here and decided to speak up and do this, because I think it's very important. I myself love your guys' shop, as you guys know. I'm always there if I can be. So yeah, I'm really all for this. I'm gonna do what I can too on my end. Whether that's donating something for this raffle, or if that's just straight donating money itself, because I really would love to see you guys keep the shop. I mean, we made a lot of memories there, and it's just truly amazing. I think you guys are great people, because look, you guys even want to do a raffle and give stuff away to the community after.
Yeah, which in a way costs you money, because you're not making money off the products you've already put on the shelves.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We won't be here, and the products are going to sit in our garage. So
you are going to be here, and the products are going to be on the shelves.
Well, that's what I mean. Thanks to you, the community. This isn't something that we thought about doing,
but that just shows you the type of people that you are, and I think that's just really amazing. So I just want to personally say, like, I think you guys are amazing, and I hope we can make this happen for you guys.
Oh, we will. We got to the 16th, guys. So if not tonight, we're going to be making posts about it on my social media every day for 16 days straight. I'm going to post about it to make sure that we get what we need. So it's on the 16th of the month, right?
10th
of the month. So that's 16 days. I believe I'm bad at math, but around 16 days from now.
Yesterday. Yeah.
Yes, from yesterday.
when we
You
talk
know,
about it.
and then Root Nerds says an Aurora Plus for the raffle as well.
Oh my god.
It's freaking awesome.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
How do you contact them on IG? You can look up Little Witches Gardens, The Girls Make It Grow, or Lit OG Gardens. And they're tagged in my Facebook post when I said this post is urgent. And this is what I meant by urgent, you know. And by the way, you guys are number 11 in the last 2 years to cry on my podcast. So there's 11 people now who have cried on my show, which is amazing. You know what I mean? But in all seriousness, I'm
The
so
things
glad.
you
So,
count.
well, let's continue informing and building the vision in people's minds of what it is. So when you guys first started, obviously we were in the same space just as growers on Instagram. You know, I remember the day that you made the big announcement saying that you know, we got something very special, and the next thing you know, like you said, the keys were in hands, the shop was being built. Talk about that. You know, when you were talking about that, you know, that sign where you lost your job, and then, you know, from there, you know, how does it all come together for you guys? You know, how were you guys in the beginning, you know, coming together, from the name to the design of the shop to the decor? Where does all that come from?
So when we originally were going for the shop, I mean, we started with our 3D printing tools, just like you did.
Yeah.
And we had our tools, we had our solo cups, we had our TNB station that we worked with TNB with. We have a few different things that we had. So we had our website up pretty quick, and we quickly found in our area that it was really hard to get out of our work schedule to the shops. And we also noticed for our area, there's 7 cities in the southeast area of Phoenix metro area that do not have a grow shop. So we were trying to get somewhere accessible to them so that they did not have to drive to Tempe, Phoenix, Peoria, and further just to be able to get a bag of soil that's worth a damn. Not to mention, it would work for us and everything that we were wanting to do for our grow and be able to get people around us to grow anything and everything. I love propagating anything. If I can make roots grow, I am a happy girl. And I just got my avocados planted. Just throwing that out there. But we started this just as we're going to do the garden shop. And it wasn't settling with Dan at all.
That was the little garden shop.
The little garden shop. And he made the logo. It was really cool looking, but it just bothered him. Something wasn't right. And I told him one night, I just said, hey, can I tell you something? I've never really told anybody about this, but it's something that's always interested me. And I grew up very religious in the Mormon community, and there wasn't any conversation for anything witchy, spiritual, paganist, Wiccan. It was just an absolute no. And I've always loved it. I've been fascinated with it since I was as long as I can remember. And so I told him, I was like, this is something that I want to start incorporating into my day-to-day, something I want to do. I don't have the thumb over my head anymore. I'm not afraid of what they're going to say. I just want to do what I feel comfortable. And then he told me that he does too. Well, shit. Okay, let's go. And so we turned the little garden shop to the Little Witches Garden Shop. And then he redid the logo, which you guys know today as that girl with the moon barrette and all the flowers that surround her. And he made this. And it's just grown from there. We were able to get the crystals and the spell work and some candles. And we brought in that community. We just had a spiritual collective market. And it was absolutely wonderful. And all the vendors were amazing. And everything was so cool. And those we want to continue as well. So it started there. And then we gradually came into the cannabis side of it as more and more people were learning that we were here. And we learned more and more about what we were able to do legally. And so we still talked to everybody pro cannabis. We just weren't sure what we could sell. And as we got forward, we learned the different products that worked best for it, and we brought those in. We learned the products that people that were our customers or knew us would bring those in. And then we decided that we wanted to do events, and we started bringing in cloning classes and puff and paints and the spirituals and educational speaking. And we brought in brands to talk about their products and the podcasts. And we've learned something every single day, whether it was about somebody in the community or a different type of plant or a different way to grow. Or like one of my favorite learnings was the kokedama. The kokedama is just about any plant you get your hand on in a house plant, but they take that root ball and they wrap it in moss, tie it up with string, dip it in some water to water it, and then just leave it out as a living pot. It's so freaking gorgeous, and I love them.
Charge you twice the price.
They do get expensive, but they are gorgeous, and they sold out very quickly every time we got them. So they were liked by people too, and that was something that we got to learn from the community and then share back with the community. And some people wanted to make them on their own, so that was kind of cool too. But it's just, when it comes to the community and what we're able to be a part of, and when we can have people say they can come to our shop and just take a lap, and they can feel 10 to 100 times better just by taking a lap and feeling the energy within, that's amazing. And then to have people say that they came in just looking for one product, but they left having so much more knowledge than they even bargained for, just because we end up going on a rant of something that we had done. And then they just question after question after question, and this sparks this conversation, and we just get going, and it's so much fun.
I think it's fun when people come in because they don't know what to expect, and they just come in. They're like, "Oh, I don't know. It just said witch on the side, so I wanted to come by." And they come through, and conversation happens. And if you know me, anybody out there, then you know I can conversate. And you know, an hour or two later, they're like, "Oh, I got to get out of here." And they didn't even need to spend money. It's the community. It's that bond that you can take somebody. And I love watching them when they come in and they're just like, I love the vibe in here. And you watch their demeanor change as they come around the corner and they walk through the store, and then they'll usually leave like 20, 30 minutes later, and they're like, "Thank you, have a great day." And it's that's what I love.
We've
That
got
is
customers
my
that come in and then get the
thing.
call from the spouse saying, "Are you coming home yet?"
Oh yeah.
We have some great conversations when they're hanging out. It's a blast.
I get some older veterans that come in, and we can talk for hours about everything. So,
And being in Snowbird Central, we're right here to hear all those stories.
yeah,
And teach them, because a lot of them don't
awesome.
even know that they have the ability to smoke. They have the ability to grow, and they get so excited. They want a little 2x2 so they can grow a little auto and say, "I can grow." And it's so fun to watch them go through that process.
And some of them don't even grow. Some of them just come in for. My favorite guy,
Some of them bring us
Dave.
cactus.
Dave, he won our
flowers.
carrot winning contest. We grew carrots in the tent just to show people that you can grow in a tent. Here in Arizona, it's too hot to grow outside, so you can put carrots in a tent and grow them. Then we had a contest of the longest carrot. Well, they didn't really turn out, and I've never grown carrots, so I probably should have waited longer. However, he won, and he was just a veteran that came in just because he just got into town, and he became my best friend.
He's even moved, and
I
he
know.
still comes back to see Dan.
Yeah, he moved to Texas, and he comes out here just to see me, and we'll text because he's not going to come into town.
It's really
But
sweet.
that's what we provide. That's what we want. That's what we want the world to be, really. That's what it's supposed to be. My motto has always been, I love and take care of you. You love and take care of me. There's no selfishness. There's no need to worry about your own needs. Just help everybody else. And that's what we want to do.
Any way we can. Anyway.
Oh, and you guys are, and it just shows, you know, and that's one thing you see it on the face. It's the passion, it's the energy, and that's really what makes all of this to begin with. You know, it's just paint on the walls. It's just a building. It's just another, you know, unit that can be rented out. But what you bring to the table and how that comes together, even just like this room, right? It's just like a basement. but all the conversations that we're going to have in here make it so much more valuable than just that, and that's the whole field of dreams, build it and they will come mentality. And that's why in business, so in Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, which I've listened to the audio book, I haven't listened to the whole thing. I need to, but there's different rules of like success, right? And one of those rules is the acceptance that you could lose it all, and that what you work so hard to build could one day be for nothing. And that is one of the things, as a business owner myself, as an entrepreneur, that is one of the most cruelest things that you can experience in a business, is to know that it wasn't for a lack of trying, it wasn't for a lack of effort, it was just because it happened. And I've started several businesses, and some of those businesses no longer exist anymore, and we've kind of like cut out the carcasses and moved on from those that that didn't work. But the idea is that everything in life, especially in business, is a gamble. And when you talk about small business owners, especially and this is where I kind of differ, and I'm not trying to like talk shit on anybody, but there's a difference. Like when I go to these networking groups here and, locally to network, right? There's a difference between somebody that works for a company, and then that's like if I worked for Benjamin Plumbing and I'm the marketing director for Benjamin Plumbing, right? And I'm at this networking event. Well, it's not my company. I'm just an employee. So I still get a paycheck. I don't really have to worry about the evolution of business. I'm there just to do a job, right? When you work as a small business, especially like a hustler, an entrepreneur, anybody that really doesn't receive like a check or anything subsidized from the government, whether it's like, retirement or whatever, in the building sense of business, it is a do or die mentality. So in business, there is no gray area. You either are growing or you are dying, and it is gauged on a day-to-day basis by the decisions that you make as a business owner. And some of those decisions, you don't have variables of control. Like you can't control the economy. You can't control how much foot traffic you have each week. You can market and advertise, but it really leaves it up to the customer. And you'll find yourself in balances like where they are right now. And I've been in them myself, where money gets very thin, very, very fast. And you have to think and you have to act, because there's a sense that you will lose it all. And if you can't maintain or pull yourself out of it, that's where you get in real trouble. And the sense of this is they bring so much value to the community through their store. They're not just selling you products off the wall. They're creating an environment, an experience. And that's why this is so important, because it's a communal effort. And when you look at small businesses, you are looking at people who have to go out every day, like me, and hunt for their food. There is no paycheck. There is no anything. If I don't make money, I don't make money that week. And during the winter, because, I own a production company, towards the end of the year, people are doing less video because everybody's about to go on Thanksgiving, and then right after Thanksgiving is Christmas, and then right after Christmas is the New Year. So who's going to want to invest in some, expensive video production marketing when the year's about to reset and they're about to go into their brand new year? So even in my own business, you can go into the red very fast. And that's why it's important as a business owner to understand that it's okay to ask. And even as an individual, like if you're out there and you're struggling, as a Mason, there's I can't really go into it, but there's a quote in one of so it's called points of fellowship, right? And that's pretty much what I can tell you. And those points represent different things, and mainly how you conduct yourself and how you would conduct yourself, to give an example. And one of those says, do what you can for somebody as long as it doesn't hurt you in a state of like financial. So if you have $10 to give give $10. If you don't have any money to give, share the post. You make a post about it. Bring people to the post. Your level of engagement during this next 16 days with us, really trying to help them out, can be as little as just sharing it on your story. And you're part of the community and you're part of the effort. So don't think that just because I don't have money or just I don't have resources doesn't mean that you can't be of value and help reach our mission, which is to make sure that in February I have somewhere to go when I go to Arizona, because I plan to go to Arizona each year, and then I also go to Vegas each year for MJ BizCon. And I really love Arizona because the other day we talked about my Indian. But I hope that gives you guys a kind of sense, as a business owner mindset is when you're in these things, it can go belly up real fast, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it. And sometimes it doesn't matter how much resources or money, even if you have all the money, sometimes it just takes time. And that is one of the most painful lessons to learn in business, is that sometimes it just takes time. And that's either to get better or for things to stop being worse, or, for the sun to come out again when it's been raining for days. So sorry to go off on my entrepreneurial tangent here, but that's what I like to encourage people, because sometimes people don't understand the value of what it's like to live on the edge, especially with finance, and not knowing if there is a paycheck or if there's even money coming. And to be in that vulnerability. Let's see here. People are saying, sorry, you're going through this. The beautiful part of this, prohibition has kept it from being a reality and made this less enjoyable thing in the past. Disconnected people now together as a community.
That's right.
Dope. What's up, Spanish Stray? What's up, Root Nerds?
And I just want to say it's like I know my wife, she started a job with QT to try to help. I do Uber after I get out of here, and so we try to do everything we can just to keep that door open. It's been tough. So yeah, I want to thank everybody that's just out there.
The hustle is hard, and it's not something that comes easy, and we don't give up.
Thank you, Lacey.
We don't want to give up.
Hey guys, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm gonna have to hop off here. I gotta go pick up Maddox.
Well, have a great one, my dude.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for being here. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I just wanted everybody in the community that's watching this and that's willing to help. Dan and Valve are great people. I really value them, not only as friends, but pretty much like family. They're great people. So thank you again to anybody that can help, and please reach out and just help if you can. I really appreciate everybody. And Dan and Valve, I love you guys. Madman, I will talk to you soon as always, and I will see you guys next time. All right.
Peace, dude.
Later.
Thank you.
So now what we should do is we should turn this in to my normal podcast and get the backstory on both of you. One thing I would love to do is, since we're in an emotional state, is dive a little bit deeper and talk about, what?
I knew this wasn't going to be easy.
That's right.
I knew you had some.
Now I got you where I want you.
You're like a talk show host to get you on the stage to talk about one thing, and you're like, let's just go and see if we can continue this.
I'm your drugstore therapist. But no, I would love to talk about a little bit about, where does the love for cannabis come from? Like, how you guys personally use cannabis for your own mental health and clarity, and especially in times like this. Obviously you're not drunk right now, so you don't turn to alcohol. You know what I mean? And that's where a lot of people can fly off the hinge. So I really love to talk about, especially since you're in it right now, how you're using cannabis to really help guide and aid you to that clearer mindset, and honestly, to where we're going to get you back in business.
So I mean, I could jump into that really fast. I mean, my whole background just with cannabis was obviously living in California, my parents always had cannabis since I was little. And my first time with cannabis was my parents making sheets of brownies. And they made one for the adults and one for the children. I was 2, so you can't really blame me, but the kids all got into a half a sheet of brownies that was for the adults. So we were all passed out. To this day, brownies to
That's
me,
funny.
just like I smell it and I'm like, oh,
Very rarely does
gosh.
he eat any brownies.
Yeah, but so growing up, obviously it was always in my house, and I think about it now
Does
all
Mom
the
have
time.
tray of joints on the coffee table.
No, that's actually once we got older. My mom to this day, if you went to my mom's house, because they grow, she just always has a big porcelain plate on the center of the table with some fat joints. She doesn't roll like blunts or anything. She just rolls normal joints, but they're fat joints. And she's just always got them sitting there. So it's like anybody comes in, it's like a candy dish. You just grab joints and start smoking. So I was always introduced to it, and then I got away from it, and I kind of went into the career world. Didn't really worry about it. I ended up with 3 back surgeries, literally one right after another, and plates and screws and fusion and everything. And that just, I started back up with the pens, and next thing I knew, I was smoking regularly because I'm not one to take prescribed medication. So that is literally, and I tell everybody that comes in that wonders, that is literally my pain medicine. And yeah, I can't read all.
I know the comments are like,
So anyway, so yeah, I obviously I love cannabis for the medical feeling, and plus the fact is we don't drink anymore. Like we got together and we would have wine for a few years,
because
but we
the
didn't
people we were around
drink.
drank, so we socially drank.
Well, I socially always
But we
drink, but
I would always revert
beer,
back to going to smoke a joint.
yeah,
or
it would
full-
just-
full or something.
we prefer hanging out with cannabis than alcohol anytime.
For me, I grew up Mormon, so that was just not an option. No stimulation. We barely got caffeine.
That's what she did.
But I moved to Washington when I was in 10th grade, and I lived in Maple Valley, just outside of Seattle. And a few of my friends, they had smoked, and I became quickly known as the one-hit wonder because it didn't take much. And of course, it was Washington, so it's good stuff. But my first high was hilarious because I got high and then I watched Half Baked. And of course, so everybody went flying with Mr. Nice Guy, and so did I. And everybody in the room had such a laugh at me because when they all floated, I felt like I floated too. And I did the panic, and everybody just immediately looked at me and like, what? And I was just like, oh my God. And they realized that I thought I had gone up too. And oh my gosh, it was hilarious. But I have since always had it. I stopped taking most medications. With my medical stuff, I can't do medication on most levels. And I have always found that it is the best way to keep my needs for my medical at bay, and I can be more manageable in my day-to-day and more productive, which makes me a happy camper because I like being productive. I don't like sitting around. But I then learned that when we got together, we had the ability to grow, and we don't ever really go to the dispensaries anymore. We are very much learning from everybody that we can on how to grow and what we can do better and what worked for one. Maybe we can incorporate it somehow or some way into ours, and then sharing that knowledge with other people. And our cannabis went from simple usage to how can we be a part with everybody. I mean, people ask us all the time, can we buy it? And we're, no, but we'll give it to you. You want to go smoke? Let's go smoke. We don't need to profit off of it. We just want to see you smile. So let's go get high. It'll make you feel better. Let's go.
I just want to say, John, Ohioan.
I just want to say thank you. I'm sitting here trying to text thank you. I can't see through my eyes, and I'm messing it up. And I just wanted to just say thank you for your donation.
Oh, your Instagram.
I was trying to tell him.
Oh, have people donated so far?
I don't know. I
haven't.
haven't
Well,
looked.
There's comments.
If people haven't heard already, I am donating $100 to be the first person to donate to the cause. So anybody else that wants to join in, any donation is great. Also, if you can't donate, the best thing you can do is when I reshare these lives throughout the next 16 days is to just blast these on your stories or in your profiles. It's the best thing you can do. And it's honestly the greatest thing you can do.
Yeah, and we appreciate it. It's amazing. You know, it's you have a business you can kind of put out there in the community. You can kind of try to help. You try to do things for a lot of other people, and you don't think like, well, you just feel as though you're here to provide a service. Therefore, asking for somebody else to provide feels off.
Well, and that's what I was talking to you about backstage, and that's a mind shift change, and the mind shift that comes from imposter syndrome. And for those that don't know what imposter syndrome is, I deal with it from time to time. Imposter syndrome is the feeling that you're not exactly where you think you should be because you don't think that you're valuable enough to be there. For instance, let's say I get invited to talk for TEDx, which is one of my goals. If I was invited tomorrow, I probably wouldn't. I would feel like, why would I be talking? I haven't done anything great like some of these people have. And then I would start to internalize, and what you do psychologically is you start to negatize, or whatever the word is. You internalize negative thoughts, and you say, well, I'm not this, I'm not that. And what you do is you start to shrink your ego and your person down so small, because what you're not realizing, this is something I have to realize too, is you are doing things, you are valuable, you are a help. And when you realize that even in the Superman, the Iron Man movies, Spider-Man needs help. Remember, Spider-Man gets saved. Iron Man got saved. Batman got saved. All of these guys who were the guys needed eventually help. And in business particularly, you're going to realize that it's called a village for a reason. You need a village of people to do these great things. This idea that we're going to set up all of these goals and go out there and make all of this by ourselves is bullshit. Your idea, and this is what Quentin Tarantino says, your idea is to come up with this great elaborate plan. That's your idea. That is your job, is to come up with a plan. The second part of that is to find extremely talented people in the world, get them to see your idea as valuable, and have them use their skills and abilities to help you carry out that plan. Your job is not to do it all by yourself. Your job is to build the team. The team brings everybody together, just like what we are right now. We started with 13 people in chat, and we are now at 23. You know what I mean? And look at all the comments that are building. Everything is building. It's all building blocks. So back to my original thing is, you got to get comfortable with asking, because if not, you will die. And in business, as we talked about earlier, there's only growing or there's dying. And you can't do that, because how can you service this great community and be of value to them, which you are, which we've already talked about, if you're no longer there? So in fact, it's not asking for something. It's different if I was like, hey, Petra Tools, I just want a mini fogger because Little G has a mini fogger and I just want one. That's the wrong way to ask. When it comes to you guys, it's, listen, this is our life. This is our business. We've put everything into this, and we want to not give up. We want to survive. I don't know if you saw Paul's comment, Meta Nugget. He's in there right now talking. His business almost went under last year, and he talked about it just here in the chat again. And that's one of my good friends who sits at this table, who I support 100%. And I watched him go through that. I've had moments in my business where it's gone belly up, or I've gone in the red. I had one point last year where we didn't have a client for almost 8 months. You know what I mean? So there was no money coming in for almost 8 months, but you maintain, you fall back. Now, like you, I don't like to ask, but also, if I had to, I would, but I was able to figure out my out, and I was able to get out of it. But the idea is it may come again. The idea of what we need to do is prepare for that. And how we prepare for that is start thinking ahead. What can we do in preparation? And one of those things, and what happened with you guys, is just a bad falling out leading to a series of misfortunate events. So it's a tiny bit different than not being able to just find.
It is literally that. I was actually thinking that the other day is
a
series of unfortunate events. It just, yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes you put trust in the wrong basket. And, I will say it's hard for me to ever stop trusting people. I always want to give everybody, 100% of my trust.
And there are different variables too. I mean, we have 100+ degree temperatures right now. We have humidity that is it's present now, but it's usually non-existent. And that makes it hard for our type of store in the area because there's only so much that is needed. Not many know that they can grow indoors. And that's one of the things we want to show people. We want to show them anything can grow. Just got to give it the right environment.
I appreciate all the nice comments about me being spot on. No, I really believe in what I do. And I know that here's the thing. I've been in rooms with millionaires because as a production company, I get hired, and sometimes we'll be in a room and they'll raise $25,000 in a room full of people in one night full of a cocktail hour. So I've seen big money raised in a very 3 hours, $25,000. So, when you have a community that cares and that is supposed to be what they are, this shouldn't be a problem. Honestly, even for, for what we're doing with Grownomics and Green Year, in less than 30 days, we raised $743, have paid for both tickets. So both tickets are purchased. Our goal is still 1,000, but we're putting that on hold to support you and to make sure that you guys get yours first, and then we'll continue ours. But that was just a short amount of time. Plus, we have almost sold out the sponsorship as well. So I know that this community values people, grow shops, opportunities, events, education, and that's everything that you provide. So, and
I want to say something. Crimson had pointed out 2 stores around him had shut down due to bad partnership and lack of products. Yeah. I'll be honest, that being a store owner for the first time of an actual brick and mortar store, that's the hardest thing, is because you don't realize that you can make enough to pay the rent and the electricity, but you have to make enough. And we've never made enough to pay ourselves. So, but you have to make enough to buy more product. And that's kind of where it got tough. And we've had a lot of great people help us out there.
Well, it got tough because we are a small store and all of the distros want big orders, and being a small store, we can't house a lot of that. So we're very limited on who we can go through. So we continually try to find additional channels to bring more in, but without having a massively large minimum to bring in, because it's just not feasible for our shop size. Now, in the future, we'd love to adjust that, but right now that's not our situation.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys in these comments.
I know. Steve's pop party, he keeps talking about my face, and if I end up with another picture out there,
Distant says, sent what I had in my Cash App to Val. Hey, I got help today at urgent care and I didn't have to pay my $50. So some guy offered to pay the copay and said we need to help each other out. That's awesome. So she donated and sent some stuff to you. That's really cool. And what a great story, and that's what it's all about, is the building blocks. we help one person, the other person helps another person, that helps another person, and then slowly we can change the world here. Let's see here.
Yeah, we go through small distributors. We go through
Yes,
large
David.
distributors. Huh?
It's David.
No.
I like that slide, David.
Takes 3 to 5 years to start profiting off a business. Yep. And that's why most businesses make it to about 7 years and then shut down. Cheers to everyone. Thank you for showing up. Yep. Grummy Talk. What's going on, dude? Yep. He'll be here in Virginia soon.
Oh, my goodness.
All right. Well, let's do you guys have some weed? Let's do a bong together, and then we'll go into our next segment of talking. It's kind of cool because, so check this out. I have 3 podcasts in 48 hours. So tomorrow morning at 9:00 a.m., and I know it's an off time, but Miliano is the owner of Black Horse Tattoo here in Fredericksburg. And this Sunday, I was supposed to get my tattoo live, and I'm getting the Smoke Busters logo to represent all the work that I'm doing, and to create conversation. So when people are like, "Oh, what's that on your arm?" Well, let me tell you about Smoke Busters here, and put that right there. And with that being said, they canceled on me, even though we had a contract, even though we had date and time set up. And the guy just gave me some bullshit reasons why he can no longer do it, which I really don't care. Well, I made the video online to the universe, and I told the universe, I was like, this is going to happen. I was like, I don't know how it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. And this is what I'm going to talk to you guys after about how you speak to the universe. Because for those that don't know, the universe is a very real thing. I speak to the universe all the time, and I usually wind up getting what I want. Now, do I get what I want immediately? Not always. But when you speak to it correctly, it is a powerful thing. And that's why my last story about be careful what you say, because when I was in that mountain and I said all this stuff, an hour later, I was dumped and left on the side of the road in Arizona, or a couple hours later. But so you got to be, there's some rules. But with this being said, Miliano reached out to me because he was tagged by the Pink Sloth, which is our gold sponsor for the barbecue smokeout, which is October 12th in Richmond, Virginia at Homegrown. And he's like, hey, I'd love to do the tattoo. And I was just like, hey, just so you know, here are the parameters to what we had. I don't know if you're going to be able to, agree to this, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, absolutely. So I jump on a phone call with him, like literally like an hour after I got turned down. And turns out his son is nonverbal autism. Our son has autism. Our son is high functioning. So it's with him, it's more like sensory things, and like for instance, if you're gonna wash his hair, that's something that needs to be talked about a couple of days in advance. Because if you were to just wash his hair, he would freak out and it would not go as well. So those are the type of issues my son has. But his son was fully nonverbal, and at a young age, he was very nervous about it, but used CBD for his child. His child is now fully verbal, sings, dances, and he credits cannabis to his son becoming better and everything. And tomorrow morning, he will be tattooing me while I get interviewed. Now, I will be going live. If the audio isn't that great tomorrow, bear with me. Everything will be pre-recorded and then set up for later, so you can watch it with better quality. It's just me tomorrow because Paul can't make it. 804 can't make it because they're both working. And then Lacey has a state exam with my son because he's homeschooled. So they have like a proficiency thing that they have to do. But I will repackage it for later. But get to my point. We're going to have a great conversation about how he himself has used cannabis. He's also friends with Burner from Cookies, which is kind of cool. But with that being said, it's just such a small world, and it's the power of the universe and being direct and asking for what you want and allowing the universe to give it to you. Then tomorrow night, so podcast in the morning at 9, tomorrow night at 8, we have Green Zone Growers, which is Michael Lumpkins, and he has been sober for 25 years, and he was a functioning alcoholic from the time he was in high school. and we're going to be diving into alcoholism tomorrow night. So it's going to be a really, really good story here. Let's see what the comments are saying here. People are sending you love and vibes. Hey, weird thing happens sometimes. We all need a little help. Sometimes pride. See your stay strong. Yep. Awesome. All right, I'm gonna take a bong rip real quick.
I was trying to.
I
Yeah.
think I clogged it.
That's all clogged.
I'll hit the pipe.
How many people in the comments have actually been to Dan and Valerie's shop? And then with the giveaways, how is that working? Are we doing that now tonight? If somebody donates, that's their ticket in to donate?
Every donation will have an entry, and every increment of $20 will have an additional entry.
Okay, and then is there going to be a date where the prizes are given? Do we all get back on a live together to go over the winners, or how does that work?
Definitely could go.
That would be amazing.
We figured we would just do a live, but if you want to go live with us, we would love to have you, and we can definitely go live while we draw them.
Do I look like more like a superhero, like showing the face portion? Because I'm like, it's really it's a lot easier to breathe.
It's a Lost Boys vibe.
It's like a crime fighter, like Zorro, maybe.
Corey.
How do we donate? Well, you can use these links right here, which is Cash App, Venmo, or Zelle, or Full Frontal Nudity. No, I'm just kidding.
And you said you would also show the website. So our website does
let's
have the
go.
option as well on the homepage.
Where are we going? Homepage?
So scroll down. Right there. Down one more.
I was like, wait, Madman? No, Mad Jor.
Man's Journey. That's the men's group that Dan does.
Oh,
We
fantastic.
have this here as well. So these are the preset increments that we have in the shop. This has been on our website the entire time. It's just something that people wanted to have available, so it's there. There is those preset increments, or the 0-1 is customizable. So if there is something that you wanted to make sure you hit one of those $20 increments to get that extra ticket in, then by all means, you can customize it there too. But I'm going to be using your name. So if you don't want me to say your name, then please make sure you provide whatever you would like to be called, whether it's a social media handle, a nickname, whatever the case may be. Put that in there as some type of note. Or email us and message us so we can make sure that you have the right amount of tickets in.
Look, you want to hear the high definition sound of a lighter?
I don't have
That
my
was
lighter.
recorded,
I'd be sitting here flicking my lighter. I have one of the flicker lighters, and I've practiced with it, and I don't have it with me today.
I make all my own sound effects for the show. And I need that song, the hits from the bong song. Like I can do my own intro.
You need a theme song, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Well, actually, believe it or not, one of my friends, his name is hold on. Let's see, there we go. Got to go back to my main screen. So we'll leave that up there and then we'll reference it. One of my friends named Jay Nixon, which I've actually done several of his music videos in the past. One of them, here I'll actually show you, was actually shot in my kitchen. So check this out. And this kind of ties into the mental health, because this is about his daughter that passed away at age 3 in a car accident.
Thank you, Joe.
Joey
Cannoli. And my guy makes some infused cannoli. He makes just the cannolis are.
He's got some good yummies.
He's got so
Good
much
yummies.
stuff. You guys ever see Joey Cannoli out? Yeah, you're in for a treat.
He's got the treats.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Did you ever notice me? Same old kid from the block when I die. I'm a real one, writing all them story shit. Oh, my brother's good, put my mama on that house on the hilltop, and I'm a 6 minded that. And when the bills rollin', I'ma play on the cut for 9 months. If I gotta leave you, dear, I'ma come back on my word, that's my promise, I got you. Hey, yo, Doc, your boy, he doing better. See, he called last week, came by and grabbed his sweater, said his
Hey,
baby
Larry.
mama said hi. And out in April, yeah, his daughter, she gonna turn 5, gonna take her
Oh,
out the 5.
5 years old, sorry, not 3.
He looked at me with his eyes, you know they filled with fear. Said the walls were closing in, he heard the voices calling, problems he ain't resolving. Plays that guitar with Jack Daniels to the faithful morning. And late night walks singing down on King Street. And inside coughing,
I like
fighting
this.
off a nosebleed. That's the last line, bro. Words of the last time, bro. Depression kicks ass with a bottle until them lights go. Hey, look, Doc, it's getting late here. And I don't want that phone call to get my words feel. And can you save him? Would you save him while my words clear? This is what he wrote last week, looking fat here. Did you ever notice me? Same old kid from the block when I died. I'm a real one, writing all them story shit. Oh, my brother's good, put my mama on that house on the hilltop. And I'm a 6-minded dad. And when the bills rollin', I'ma play on the cut for 9 months. If I gotta leave you, dear, and I'ma come back on my word, it's my promise, I got you.
Walking down the same old road, playing the same old game of life. It's all just a puzzle piece, you just gotta put it together. Because every time the struggle comes, that's what's gonna make you better into what you are gonna be 5, 10 years from now. You gotta hold your course. Stand 10 toes down. Good vibes with my thoughts.
That's my production company. But pretty cool, right?
That's awesome.
So that's what I do for a living.
I enjoyed it
Is
all.
video. So I actually shot all that video and put that together. So he's actually I'm getting him to do my own custom Smoke Busters song. And and for those that are wondering, that those scenes right here, this is all shot in my kitchen upstairs. All of this was, and it's just 3 different lights hitting him all at the same time. So you have the purple and pink light, which would have gone against the wall. I have a grid that just shoots white light on his face. So see on his face where it's perfectly white silhouetted. And then I have a purple light that's coming behind him. So that's all lighting. That's not like special effects, like, LUTs or anything. That's really what it looked like. And then
you know what, Madman, is I love listening to you talk about it because it used to be an old passion of mine, and I love how you're explaining it, because it's hard when people aren't doing videos to, I guess, really appreciate it as much as the artist himself, because you know the amount of work it took to get the lighting right, right, and it's hard. I remember doing videos and I'd be like, "Hey, watch this," and people would watch it. Oh, that's good. And I'm like, "No, you don't understand. Like, look at this." Like,
yeah.
it took a lot of work. So I appreciate your work. It's good art.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, very much. One of my biggest things is, you see right here on his face, that's where I take some of my pride, is where you have the perfect silhouette of his nose, and his entire mouth is perfectly like normal color, right? Because it's that white light with the grid hitting it. And then it goes completely like silhouette, and you lose almost all detail right there. And what I'm trying to capture on the video is the loss of emotion, because when he drinks the glass, everything goes numb, and that's why everything goes black. He was living in color, the other way around, is when he would drink to symbolize his alcoholism during the time, was everything would go numb and like kind of gray, right? And then as he drank, for him, everything got light and colorful again, but it was really still in darkness. So that's why a lot of this is shot to be dark and kind of like that. And then at the very end, he goes right back to where, he was before, which was, in the darkness, lost with no color, no life, no value. So it's just cool.
Yeah, no, it was really good. Nicely done.
Well,
Very nice.
thanks.
Good job.
Great
You
creative
said it was
style.
Jay Mixon?
Yeah, so I'm trying to get, because you asked me, am I going to get a theme song? And I'm going to get him to make the theme song about smoke busters and talk a lot about, because like in that song, he talked about like depression and everything like that. And my song will talk a lot about the conversations that I've had. So, you know what I mean? So it's going to be pretty cool. Let's see here. Yep, Jay Nixon. I'm glad that Lacey's finally in the chat. So that's our main production page. So if you want to see some of my cool videos now, spoiler alert, you will see me without my mask on in those videos, just like with Honey on Duty and some of my other pages. So if you don't mind, go for it. As you guys know, I play an avatar. I'm not hiding my identity.
It's funny. Dan was saying he wanted a mask earlier so he could hide.
I have a love and hate with it. I love it because
I don't know how you do it. I mean, I get why you do it. I just don't know how you do it because that would drive me nuts. As is, I just hate these on my face. So
sometimes it's nice. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, it is very true, man.
I think some concept applies to someone who takes a massive risk on themselves to open up their own business. No one can understand the work and the sacrifice that goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's different for everybody. Every business has its own pull and ebb and flow and goods and bads and
it's hard because we're still trying to get our name out here, and on the east side, not everybody sits on Instagram, and so you're just trying to figure out where they are,
Well, and that's why social media is so important, and the value of how we can be connected and stay connected.
Helps so much.
Oh, it does.
Just being able to get our name out there, it's got us where we are. I mean, it was our reaching point to be able to have people know who we are and where we were. And the following that we had prior with our grows definitely helped push any movement towards our store because it was the word of mouth at that point. Hey, this grower I know has a store. They're near you. Go check them out. And that helped a lot.
Yeah.
Word of mouth.
Success or failure. Exactly, Rube. That's
Yeah.
I'm parched.
That's a good idea.
Nothing like a Coca-Cola at 9:14 that night. So you guys are lucky. You're 3 hours behind me, so it's 6 o'clock for you. The sun's still out. It's still warm.
Yeah, it's more than warm. It's 103.
But it's dry.
No, it's not. It's like 27% humidity. So,
but it feels like 60%
in a humid
humidity.
state. Yeah, to us that feels like.
Thank you, Corey.
Oh man, I made a face. Steve's pop party's gonna catch that. I know he is. I've been trying not to.
Lacey says it's incredibly hard running a business. You got to go through periods of isolation, depression, of will it work or will it not? Anxiety keeps the flow going. So much goes into it. And humidity is high for us right now, Giggles says.
It feels so high, but the numbers don't match up to what we're feeling.
No, it feels. Yeah.
But that's just because we're not used to it.
Anasazi's Underground, thank you. Thank you all.
You're in your shop. Why don't we get you guys to do a quick tour so people can see it?
I was walking around earlier.
You didn't see that earlier?
Like from the front door all the way through the shelves, everything.
Definitely,
yeah, I was walking.
Because we probably should go over the raffle prizes again for anybody that.
I want to go over the raffles, and I think we're getting new people in because I'm seeing new names I haven't seen before. So I would love to just go another quick run through, and then
there's another amazing person out there, Hooligan Farming. If you guys haven't had auto seeds, that is the auto seed to
get him on your podcast.
Get him going on some stuff.
I'd love to have you on the podcast.
He is just a great guy.
He is killing it with his auto breeding.
He is an
And
awesome
I
man.
love everything that we have put through.
And if you guys are looking for spiritual stuff, like the majority of all the crystals that are inside our shop are from our friend Ray at the Mystic Mama.
Yeah.
I see her on here. And what's
That's
the-
not her business.
No, that's not her business page. But she goes live on her business page, which is called
I'll get it for you.
Are you guys live on your Instagram right now?
I Am.
Okay.
Yeah, so I see the Instagram. So I'm like, keep trying to post on Instagram because
Because I see over
Your-
here what I was supposed to do when we started was I was supposed to click go live on yours, and it would activate this live what we're seeing on your Instagram.
Yeah. it should be live. It is live on my Instagram.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You see my
Yeah,
screen
see,
on your
it's in
Instagram?
my heart.
We should.
Mystic Supplies Creations. Anyways,
Mystical supply.
just talking about good just people, that is another good person right there. That's just wonderful in the community. She's there just to help everybody, and she has great taste in all the crystals she's picked out.
She's
she's
actually
very-
the organizer of
very-
our spiritual collective market that she wants to continue monthly, if not twice a month,
Very knowledgeable.
for all the small businesses on that aspect of the community.
You still have your obsidian ball? The obsidian ball actually came from Ray. That is her
Yep, that was
little
one of Ray's.
So yeah, you got to have our shop, and it's Ray's that picked it out. So
Bam, bam, bam.
Thank you,
So
Lo.
I can't remember if I took a bong rip or not.
Logan wants to do some seed packs as prizes into the raffle.
Let's go.
So Hooligan Farms is giving away some seed packs as also in the prizes.
Girls make it grow in the house. All right. Oh my God, that's what the sun looks like at this time of night.
Angel Time movie. Nice shirt.
I'm doing this in reverse. There we are.
There we go. Can't miss it. Says garden shop.
All right, here we go.
We're taking a tour.
So this is us in Mesa.
Love the logo. Love the logo. Yep. Oh, and they
There's the
opened
kid
it up.
hiding in the corner.
And they got all your products. You guys see fish shit on the walls. Let's see here. They got AC Infinity in their house. We got an awesome guy right over there. I know that guy. What's up, dude?
Say
How's
hi.
it going, bro? How are
This is our
you?
son, Declan.
It's good to see you, Declan.
He says, "Good to see you."
Oh, good to see you too.
I have the
Yeah,
volume
dude,
low
you're
on this
my
one to
hero.
avoid frequency. All right. This
That's
Monstera
the guy
has
that'll
grown
bring
with
your
us.
soil out
We
to you.
got this from Tony
Or out
over
for
at
you.
Moonlight Grow, Arizona
Oh,
Moonlight
yeah.
Grow.
Oh my gosh, it was just a baby too.
3 to
Tony
4
at
leaves
Arizona
on her, and
Moonlight
this is
Grow,
what she's grown
awesome
to.
guy over there. We love them.
And then
If you're in
it's
Phoenix
Tico.
area, always go to Arizona
We
Moonlight
do the
Grow.
Witch's Brew.
Yeah.
Tico, awesome.
And then the Mystical
Dot-
Supply Creations.
Donnie is amazing.
Little Witch.
Very knowledgeable man. Yeah, and there's
Mystical Supply.
Ray's beautiful crystals that she's. Oh yeah, I kind of threw that up there. That doesn't belong up there, but
Lots of those.
son's trying to get his 15 seconds.
I love it, dude. I try to get
The witchy
Logan in here
wraps.
every once in a while.
Witchy Raps, Mike, very awesome guy.
The counter.
See how nice of a shop it is? It's clean and it vibes and then it flows through and right back
So,
there against
Gushy
that.
moment, just because I want to, and I love telling everybody this. My husband actually made this for us. We got married under this in our backyard in 21 on 420, and we have brought it into the shop, and it has been here since we opened to save it from the damaging heat of the Arizona sun.
Well, she was very upset because after I built it, I had told her that it's just gonna die in the backyard, and she started crying, saying, "What can we do?" And I'm like, "Sweetheart,
Thanks,
Like
CC.
our
Have a great
summers are
night.
going to kill it. And this was before the thought of the shop. So once the shop came about, I said, hey, what do you think about putting it in the shop? Let's bring the outdoors in.
Mhm.
And I tore it all apart and rebuilt it inside there, and there it sits. I really don't want to break it back down.
No,
Even got
it just fits
The
so
light up
perfect.
umbrella.
We had one of those on our deck until it kept getting lifted up by the wind and winding up in our neighbor's yard.
Yeah.
Love these seeds.
You see, it's again bringing the outdoors in. Now, these seeds are amazing. Sow the Magic. If you don't know what Sow the Magic is, you got to look it up, because if you're not around here, go get them. They got just different kinds of seeds, like watermelons.
There's
Instead of stripes
taro
or
seed
seed, there's stars and moon watermelon.
Oh,
I mean, come on. Well,
There.
yeah, there you go. Star and moon watermelon. What? Okay.
so instead of having the strong stripes, you get the spotted pattern instead.
Huh.
So they
Or
have tomatoes,
corn.
glass corn. We
The
grew that in
color-
a tent.
We did. We grew that in the tent.
It grew out of the tent, out of the top of the tent.
Black tomatoes.
It looks like a uterus. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
It's like when you know in therapy where it's like, say the first thing that comes to your mind. I'm
Oh,
having one of
gee.
those moments.
Meadow, you thought about bringing what? The Sow the Magic?
Yeah, that's what
good
he's talking
stuff.
about.
Check out this one.
Yeah.
This tomato has red in the inside.
Wow, that's kind of cool.
Blueberry cherry tomatoes we grew in the shop.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the variegate across those was amazing.
That's why we can be friends distant.
So yeah, there's different things.
So, and then of course all the super hots.
Ooh.
Arugula.
That's awesome that you guys have those. See, Paul, we
Yep,
need to get some
420
pepper
wedding.
seeds at hydroculture.
Like the super hots.
That's awesome.
We have the peach ghost scorpion growing at the house. I won't eat them,
Ooh.
but I want to grow them.
You know what would
What?
eat them? A horn.
Oh, it's too hot. I stopped being able to do hot foods after I got pregnant with my first kid, so I can't. Not by choice. And then, of course, we have a lovely cactus. What is it? Untraveled Roads cactus. Josh
yeah.
comes out and he
Talk about a cactus knowledgeable guy right there. He's just a
knows
cactus.
cactus.
Love that
And of
guy.
course, he's got the
Cactus Road.
cutest little pins.
Is that your collection or those are for
Now,
sale?
this is stuff that
These are for sale.
Josh has brought in. Yeah, it's for sale.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's just another person that's put stuff out here so he could sell his things.
Probably a weed.
Probably.
Favorite child. It's something green. Please don't die.
See, and that's the cool thing about home gardening is people personalize it so
Seeds
much.
for cactus.
These
Yeah.
plants become so much more to the point when you have to cut them down. You actually do feel bad. You're like, but you're a beautiful plant. I don't want you to die.
We got the arugula.
I only wish that cannabis plants were ever bearing like tomato plants, where it's just like, oh, grow this great plant, pick off all the buds, wait another couple of weeks, pick off some more buds.
Oh, did you want to do the prizes again since you got the phone out?
Now there's 3 of us.
Let's turn your volume down if you would.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Hold on a second.
All right. So we have the Roots Organics, the Playa Pack.
The
Make sure this is all in here. Oh, I'm so not good at this reverse camera. I want to flip it.
you
All right, and then
can.
we've
You just have to
got-
get a setting.
The AC Infinity Quick Trim Scissor Shears. We've got the Pop Sockets, Cannabis,
Yeah, there you go.
and then, of course, the Farmer's Sleeves, the Farmer's Defense, and this is the Camo Leaf. And of course, there's other ones if you need a different size or something. we
If
can
you
do that.
win and you tell us you need a different size, please. Yeah, that'd be great.
We have a couple different patterns too if you want a different one. Bloom and Original for Power Side. These are really cool. So these are a shelf propagation station with the 5 test tubes in them. And you can have it, of course, 2 different ways, propagate all your plants. I love getting roots in those. It's very easy. And then we've got the T&B. This is the
station that Dan created. And then it is the refill pack to go inside the enhancer.
You got to show off that station. Some people have never seen it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice.
And this is where he kind of made his mark.
So this is the TNB. And it holds the bottom of the bottle.
2 different sizes.
And then it has the adapter on the back.
It's actually not my new style, but yes.
Yeah, this is the old version, honestly. But you can go for the 16 millimeter or the 22 millimeter, and it will just snap onto the tent. And then these holes right here are also for zip ties in case you want that extra security, but it's not going to fall. And
Hold the
then,
20-pound weight.
not with that, no. We put a 20-pound weight on it. And then we've got the TNB up, the TNB down. And then let's open this guy. So we've got the soil test kit and the Dynamyco. Bam. Play chemistry. And then get yourself a little microscope. And then we're going to go the Tico Phosphix, a bottle of molasses from Earth.
Big thing of Phosphix, too.
Yeah, this is a 16-ounce bag of the flowering tea. And you can use this immediately. You don't have a brew time on it. And basically just add 1 to 2 teaspoons per gallon and go. It's going to help it take up everything it needs. And then we've got the Love Ritual, again, from Sew the Magic. We've got the canvas sign. The moon is a reminder that no matter what phase I'm in, I'm still whole. And then
That's actually kind of nice philosophy.
And then we are going with some Atomic Dog with Hooligan Farming. This is a 3-gallon high top, and I'm not sure what size this one is, but it's much bigger. I'd have to pull it open to see what it is. And then another Dynamyco. And then we've got the big bottle of Fish It. And then we are going to go with some large shears. And this is a hanging drying rack, one of the felt ones, mesh that hangs, zipper, closed. Pretty simple, standard. But they are very handy. We've got the trim bag. And this one is one that we have that it is, if you're willing to handle the shipping, because it is awkward and large size, it will be extra in shipping. So we are asking for local, or if you would pay for the shipping. And of course, we can work that out at the time. And then we have the 3x3 from AC Infinity. Grow tent. Bum, bum, bum. I love these tents.
I love AC Infinity too.
All right. Kill this one.
And unmute this one.
Wait. Oh. It's just me. They left. I'm just kidding. They're here.
We're hiding in the backstage.
By the way, my plants need water. Yes, they do. And as soon as they get off this live, they're going to get some water. But I still got, I'm good for another 30 minutes. You guys want to do the full podcast? Do the 2 hours?
Let's go. Let's go. I love talking.
Let's do it. Yeah, no, and I'm really glad that you guys came on because I didn't want to do like a 15 minutes. Oh, here's our sad story. Like, it's important for people to really understand the value that you bring because think about this, guys. Everything that we do is an investment. The way we dress, the way we talk, the way we engage with people, it's all an investment. And so are people. And when they have something to offer, like Little Witch's Garden Shop, it is so magical at times with the events and just the environment. And even when we were there, you know, it was just a very cool, you know, I'm here from Virginia and Arizona. I know nobody, but it doesn't feel that way. You know, I'm 800 miles away from home, but it doesn't feel that way. Oh my God, I can hear myself. The weed is being delivered. Lacey, I'm gonna pull you in here. Sit down. No, sit down.
I got a paper to write.
I don't care if you have paper to write. People demand her. Come on.
No,
just show your face real quick.
Just 1 second.
Have a seat. The microphone's on over there. Just put the headset on. It's on the floor right there in front of you. I'll kick you on here.
Say hi.
No,
And then I'm gonna say bye.
no, you're gonna sit down. You're gonna put the headset on.
Hi.
Hi, beautiful.
She's saying hi, beautiful.
All right, let me put it on.
Yeah, I know. It's fun. You've never
I'll
even.
put it on for a
Okay,
second.
sit down. Do the
For a
real
second.
thing.
That's
Do
how
the
it
real
starts,
thing.
Lacey.
Do the real thing.
I'll
Peer
just
pressure.
hang out for
Sit
a
down,
second.
faggot.
3
All
hours.
right, 1
later.
second. You got 1 second.
Got longer than that. It's just like it's just a tip, you know, and then you're holding, scoot in, grab the microphone.
Miss
You
your
got 1
face,
second, bro.
gorgeous.
Just a tip.
This is me, my natural state.
Yeah, it is. You're damn right. So talk.
That's
How
when you're
are you?
fiercest.
Welcome.
I'm doing all right. I wish I was done with my philosophy course, but I'm not.
What do you need help on? We got a lot of people here. We can all just start asking us questions. We can help you.
Yeah, if they
Yeah,
all
now-
use ChatGPT at one time, they're not gonna know.
They're gonna know.
They're not gonna know.
I can't remember it now, but I need to look on my thing. I have a couple different philosophers I need to
Tell them about your
come up
teacher.
with an argument.
Tell them about your teacher, how wonderful he is.
He's all right. He's just talks a lot and he is mundane and he goes on and on and on about the most random stuff that has nothing to do with philosophy. Like why a pen is blue. He spent 10 minutes talking about why this pen was blue and how it related to philosophy. So,
And then when she didn't have anything to disagree,
yeah,
he
I was
like,
rebellious.
well, you need a
because
disagreement.
It was something Socrates has said, and they were like, you need to come up with an argument against it. And I gave them a 3 to 5 sentence paragraph about why I didn't have an argument because I agreed with it. And he gave me a 63% because of that, which
Cold.
is actually it's a D. I thought it was an F, but it's a D. So, but I still have a 90% A in the class. So it didn't
Well, that's
kill
good.
me too much. We'll see how this next paper goes.
You want one?
No, I'm okay.
That's
If I do that right now, I'm not going to get this paper done.
Well, that's gonna
Really?
make you
Really?
smarter.
Just remember that the pen
It's
is
gonna make
blue.
you smarter. Don't you want to be smart?
You know why the
Yes,
pen was
Don't you
I
want to
do.
be smart?
I do want to be smart,
You
but
are
I don't want to do this class.
No.
But I'm stuck.
Well, yeah, because you can't
stuck
quit.
in it.
Because if you quit, you have to pay for it.
No, if I quit now, it will hurt me academically. So I can't.
You don't
I'm
wanna quit.
stuck.
They got you by the balls.
You wouldn't let us quit. We're not letting you quit.
I know I'm not going to. I'm going to stick it out.
Yeah. You got it.
I'm trying.
smart.
I am really trying.
Study high. Hooligan says study high, take the test high, get high scores.
You know what? I've gotten a perfect, and this is not what I would recommend, but I've gotten a perfect 100% on all my quizzes without studying. And I glance over, most of the time I'm glancing over the summary page before I do it. And then I'm going in there not knowing what the fuck I'm doing. And I ace it. The thing
That's
that gets me is the writing of the paper because it's some of the philosophers don't make any sense. And then some of them, it's very hard to come up with an argument because they make sense. They resonate with you. A lot of it resonates with like business, and I can tie the two together, which is interesting.
Create your own.
Yeah, I'm trying to read all these. Yeah, college, that is crazy that you had a professor that did not speak English. I bet that was tough if you didn't know the language.
I mean, was it another language class?
That is a Paul question. Paul,
What's that?
give more details.
I mean, did you walk into the wrong class and you're like, man, this teacher doesn't understand history very well, and they were teaching another language?
You know, it's funny because my history teacher loved me, but my philosophy teacher, I just feel like he's got it out for me, man.
You would keep rebelling.
I know. He was like, he told me like verbatim that my paper was fluff. He said, "This is fluff." And I'm like, "You're fluff."
And you're like, okay. What's that mean?
Yeah. And I told
Like-
him, I'm like, "Hey, listen, Professor G, can I please do something to bring my grade up? Like at all?" And he's like, "No, you can't do this. I don't allow redos with papers." And I'm like,
Half the
okay.
class walked out when he started talking.
I'm like, okay.
This.
He gave a 15-minute lecture on why you can't use Chat GPT or Grammarly.
Yep.
And I'm like, damn, I was going to use that to write all my papers. I'm just kidding. I wasn't going to do that. But I was going to use Grammarly to help me with my grammar.
There's all the punctuation and everything. It's like,
I have no clue.
come on, we're taking cursive out of school,
Right.
So you expect us to remember where.
But he did say that he doesn't care about punctuation, which is kind of weird, but he doesn't. And yeah, I've only got like 3 more weeks left, so wish me luck. I've got 2 more papers to write.
You
I
got
guess
one.
you got to write your own papers. So
And
yeah.
they're short, so it's not even that big of a deal. He says at least 3 to 5 sentence, 2 paragraphs, 3 to 5 sentences each. So that's nothing, but you have to think like
You
a
gotta make your words
philosopher.
count.
Yeah. And you can't add fluff. Fluff is against the rules. Okay.
So is
No,
fluff just
nothing.
the talking in circles sort of thing?
I guess he meant
And
like
not getting to
the
the
whole point of philosophy is creating arguments, not like arguing back and forth, but like it's all about arguments, different opinions, stuff like that. And I didn't have one, and I should have chose a philosopher that I could think of not somebody I agreed with, but somebody that I didn't agree with. And I guess I was just, that resonated with me, what he said. And so I'm like, okay, I'm just going to do this. And maybe if I explain why I agree with him and why I don't have an argument, he'll accept it. And no, he did not at all.
That's not what I asked for.
No.
Oh,
He's
so
very
maybe he
particular.
frames fluff as like a butt kisser, like you're just basically saying that I'm right. You're just rewriting what I say or whatever, right?
He also, he nicked one point off of my discussion post because he said it was mostly related to the topic or something. So it is what it is. But I do need to head back up.
You're not going anywhere. Sit down.
I need to.
already
Nobody
sitting.
cares about your class. They care
Oh,
about
we
your
care. That's
I'm
not
about to bring it
we
down
care.
here and just.
We care, but we like
business.
seeing
You want to
it.
do that? You want to do that on the podcast? You want to do your schoolwork? That'd be funny.
No,
Yeah, bring it down here.
I need like silence.
It's pretty quiet down
quiet.
here.
No,
I don't hear anything.
you're funny.
Mhm. You gonna go upstairs?
You look
Love
funny
you,
with
Lacey.
those glasses.
I think I look cool. I got these sunglasses on tour this year from Sunny's.
Are they really sunnies?
Yeah, look. On the side, they say Sunny's.
Oh yeah, you're right. I think that was in Baltimore.
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Soon we'll be on our way to Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Pretty excited about that.
Possibly something else.
I've already mentioned the Flower Expo.
Oh, I didn't know if you'd mentioned it.
Yeah. Which I'm actually excited about.
Yeah, that one seems like it's going to be a fire event.
Which one is
So,
this?
The Flower Expo in Michigan.
Flower Expo.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Interesting.
That's
Yeah, it's gonna
way
be a
awesome.
good event.
Yeah.
They're gonna have like thousands of different kinds of flowers. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, it's all flowers.
Yeah. All
It wouldn't be
kinds.
cannabis. You wouldn't like it.
Oh, it's cannabis. Oh, yeah, that's not my thing.
No, yeah. I know you guys don't do that. Try to be respectful and
No.
not do it around you guys. You guys want a bong rip?
I appreciate that.
Listen, why don't you take a rip real quick? Then on the outside. See, here's my thing, and this is what I've been doing lately because Lacey has been seeing. Describe me when I'm not on here. Like, how am I as far as like what I talk about on here?
Wait, what?
Okay, I want you to describe to people kind of what I'm doing as far as like the blocking and the structure.
Oh, you mean okay? So outside of like the talks right here.
Yeah, because I preach about it,
Yeah.
but from your perception, be honest, how do I do that, and then how can we educate people on better use of their time and everything? Because my biggest thing is, even with this, it's thinking of the next movement. It's tomorrow's client, to tomorrow's dollar, and it doesn't mean that it has to come right away. It's just you're putting the work in to it. So
That's true. Just to give you guys an example, I'm a last minute procrastinator when it comes to college and honestly anything. And so there was a week, it was the week before we went to Chicago, I did not do my schoolwork. And it was during a time where I was going to drop the class. And then I realized when I talked to my student advisor that I could not drop the class. And so I was 7 days late on some very important assignments. It didn't affect my grade too much, but it made me realize that my time management is not where it needs to be. And I have to start early and not wait until like the day before, which is what I'd been doing. And I always had an excuse as to why I couldn't do it sooner. Like, oh, I need to, do this for Logan. I need to go run an errand. I need to make sure the house is clean so I can think straight. And that's probably my biggest downfall is I do not function in mess. Like this right here.
Lacey, this is pretty organized. Okay?
It's organized, but like
all my weed stuff is on the tray. Look, clean.
No, it looks okay. It's just I get overwhelmed and stressed and mess. So I start cleaning, thinking that if I get this done, I'm going to be able to do my schoolwork faster, and that's not the case. It doesn't make a difference. It just in the house is it's clean. It's just never clean to my standards. And the more I clean, the more it just feels messy. And it's very, very hard for me to work past that because of my past and the environment that I lived in. So, but my time management, to get back to it, is I'm working on it, but just to give you guys a little bit, he's blocked off actual days so that not even a client could come into the Calendly link and take that time from him. It's his time to get what he needs to do done. And it worked for him. Like today was the first day.
It was the first
official day.
Yep.
And he wasn't complacent, wasn't scrolling, through his feed. He felt more organized. He didn't smoke until after the time was up, which most people would think
2
crazy.
hours. I smoked around 10. I started work at 8.
Yeah. So, but that just gives you a little insight on how we're trying to manage time. It's very important because you can think you have 12 hours in your day, and then by the time that 12th hour rolls around, you've gotten nothing done, and that's not a good feeling.
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, and to add to that, what this is designed to do is it's designed to put you in a position where you don't feel stressed. The idea of the desperation, like what you guys are feeling and what we've felt from time to time. Paul's in the chat right now. He's felt. I know Root Nerds, your company, you've been in it. Is Cat Williams once said to somebody, "You need to act out of talent, not desperation." Because when you act out of desperation, you're going to sell yourself short, and you're going to do things that are against your morals. They're against what you believe in. And if you had only held out just a little bit longer, it would have came back around. The idea of this is it's all faith based. There is no rhyme or reason of what makes things, abundant and what makes things scarce. It is a constant ebbs and flows. You could be on your best game, be the best organizer of time and still deal with a nightmare of a series of unfortunate events in your own business. The idea of what we need to do in our own lives is Jeff Bezos says that stress doesn't come from hard work. Stress comes from not getting things done and not taking care of important things and letting them sit and letting them linger. And then they become big problems, which becomes big stress. If we can all just focus our energy on bettering ourselves, it'll affect the way we live, the way we eat, the way we enjoy life, what we can do. And that's why with this platform, I'm really trying to show you the real people and the people are right in front of me, like Dan and Val. These are your average people, but with big dreams. And with big dreams, you can do a lot of things. But with big dreams also comes horrible nightmares and downfalls of success. Because everybody just thinks that success is like an uphill, just like you just climb a mountain of success, like go up a mountain. Success has a lot of valleys. It has ups and downs. Sometimes it just keeps getting deeper and then it shoots up. It's like the rising of the phoenix, a bird that soars up in the air and then crashes and burns, and then from the ashes is reborn and then comes up again. I mean, that's literally like the concept of business. And my thought to you guys is you have to get tough skin. You're going to have to get used to losing, being rejected, and wondering what's going to happen next. And, we haven't been too far in, last year. And even when I first started my tour in 2022, we were going through a very tough time. And Lacey, believed in me enough to let me go out to Vegas. And that's what started the podcast. And that's how I met Josh from Raw and all these other people, and how I really kind of evolved this into a real business model. And if I hadn't gone out to Vegas, probably none of this would have happened as fast as it did. But taking a leap of faith, at first Lacey was like, absolutely not. We're not in the position for you to go to Vegas. She's like, you don't even know what you're going to. She's like, you just heard about this event. And then a week later, she's like, you know what? I support you and your dreams, and I want you to go. And and we landed Canatrol as a client. We were out 3 times in Vermont last year with them, filming their website video. So it's all about that. But we went out there, and what did I do? I asked Canatrol if I could do their video for their website. I asked them if I could work with them and help, market them and, really help push their product, same with everybody else. And that's why the value of what this all goes back to earlier is you shouldn't be afraid to ask. If you guys know who, what's the guy's name that we watched the TEDx talk? He's the human serviette. What's his name? He goes, look, he'll go to celebrities. He'll tell them something that they don't know that people know about them. And then he's like, we have to know your blah, blah, blah. And what's his name?
I can't remember, but now I want to know.
Okay. We're going to go to Google here. Nardward. See, that's why I love Google. Nardwuar, the human serviette. Well, he was on TEDx, which let me see how long that is real quick, because this is really important that you guys see this. If this isn't too long, I'm gonna play it real quick. Okay, it's 23 minutes. I'm gonna get to one of the parts here. This is where he got to interview Kurt Cobain, but I want you to listen to what he had to do to get through to meet Kurt Cobain and get this done. So check this out. Hold on. Okay, that's him with Snoop Dogg. So hold on for a second. And this is the power of asking. Here we go.
I'm not sure, actually. Nirvana, we're coming a picture of me and Kurt Cobain. How did I get an interview with Kurt Cobain? I asked for an interview for Kurt Cobain. Nirvana were coming to Vancouver for 2 days in early 1994
Oh
at
shit!
the P&E
If
Forum.
I play this too
I showed
much,
up at the P&E Forum.
I'll have to do it like this
I
because
climbed up on top of the toilets
kick
so my feet
us
weren't
from the
visible
server. Hold on.
in the backstage area of Kurt Cobain's
So
locker
you're
room.
gonna have to listen to it.
Shaking legs. Unfortunately, I was noticed and they kicked me out, but not before I left a cassette tape in the backstage area right where Kurt Cobain would come in. What's on the cassette tape? The cassette tape contains an interview I did with Courtney Love, Kurt's wife. So I was hoping that Kurt would find the cassette tape, take it home that night and listen to it in a hotel, and the next day would know who I was. Yes, you got to shoot for the top. But I was discovered and I went home empty-handed. I got no phone calls from Kurt Cobain. But the next morning, I got a phone call from my buddy Hugh Baker, who grew up in West Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. I think on Altamont Drive. You're at K-Meek watching TEDx. And Hugh said to me, Nardwuar, at the Four Seasons Hotel, there's been a Nirvana spotting. So we went down to the Four Seasons Hotel. I really didn't want to, but Hugh's like, come on, what else are you going to do this? Come on, show up. So we showed up, we get into the hotel, and sure enough, getting in the elevator right there is Dave Grohl. And I run up to Dave Grohl and I say, Dave, will you put me on the guest list? And he says, yes. And I'm like, yes, we're on the guest list. We run on down to the P&E Forum. We show up at the media entrance at the P&E Forum. I'm like, hi, it's Nardwuar. Dave Grohl put me on the guest list. The people at the door are like, Nardwuar, you've been in this town long enough to know you ain't on the guest list. I'm like, no, I really am on the guest list. And right then and there, by mistake, Kurt and Courtney walked in the media door. And I waved up at Courtney. I said, Courtney, it's me, Nardwuar. She recognized me. Kurt had actually taken the tape home. They had listened to it at the hotel that night. I was like, Courtney, can I come backstage? She's like, come with me. The people at the front gate were like, you can't take Nardwuar. And Courtney turned to them and said, that's my cousin Nardwuar. He can come with me. The next thing you know, I'm backstage with Courtney Love. I'm like, Courtney, can I interview Kurt? And she said, you know what? Why don't you just ask him? And it happened. But you know what? There's a fine line. That all worked out. Every interview you do is different. You never know what will happen. Case in point, Henry Rollins.
You only have like 2 more questions until we're done. So you got to make it good. So pick the next 2 questions you're going to do. Come up with them. So pick your 2 best shots, because we're not going to sit here and jack off all day.
How about we just throw them in? You can put this in my ball cart for a second. How about I put this in yours? I'll put a whole bunch on the table, and you can pick the one you like. It can be like multiple choice, Sir Henry. How about that?
Okay.
Okay, here's the remaining question for Henry Rollins. A fan gave you the master tapes for Iggy Pop's Raw Power. That I think is pretty bizarre. Which Thin Lizzy song do you like better? Running Back or more than, why would you like Running Back more than Southbound? In Punk Planet, you always talk about how like you lived in a shed, but Greg Ginn says it is the study. I was curious about that. We're curious about your SOA demos, if there's going to be released. I was also curious about the best way to bulk up, because the salad bars have now been shut down in a lot of places because of the E. coli poisoning. And I was also wondering if you ever worked out with Rocky Erickson is all. And I'm also wondering what new tattoos you've got, Henry. And I'm also wondering if you get bigger, if it's a possibility that you'll be able to get more tattoos actually on your body. So those are the questions that are up there against Henry Rollins, because you say only have one question, and maybe you can perhaps pick the ones that you enjoy most, or I could recite them again to you, Henry Rollins, here in Vancouver, BC, Canada.
Well, I think you got a lot of energy, and the fact that you put all that together, I got to respect the effort.
And it's Power Bar for you too.
No thanks.
Okay.
But I respect that you put in all the time, so I'll try and address some of it.
So, anyways, going back to it, the power of asking and you shall receive. And to the whole quote, that a lot of what I've been able to do is because I've asked. And, I get a lot of rejection, I get a lot of no's, but the value is it may just go your way. And just like what we're going to do with you guys is we're going to ask the community and we're going to get you guys the donations that you need, because I need to see you guys in February because I'm coming to Arizona and I need somewhere to hang out. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just joking. But in all reality,
What kind of place to hang out?
The time that we spent together, tonight, and we have like about 4 minutes left, but I really want to open up the floor to you guys right now and kind of have you guys close us out. And if there's anything that we haven't talked about or should talk about, you remember we're donating $100 to the cause. So, that's our donation. Please, if you can, I tagged all the accounts again, donate, but take the floor and really, let's hear it from you guys.
I want to say thank you because, again, when I started this podcast with Madman I had said that I don't like asking for help. That's a thing with me. I'll lift a washer or a dryer by myself. I'll figure it out. I always have. So doing this was challenging for me. But the amount of love out there that we've gotten,
So overwhelming.
yes.
It
So I want to
more
tell
than
everybody
we
thank you.
expected, for sure.
That blew me away. So
Thank you.
as for anything we should have talked about, I don't know. There's a lot of things that when you were talking, I was thinking, but that's the way my brain works. And I was thinking of some stuff you were talking about to say, yeah, about this. But go ahead.
I can say that with Saving the Shop, there is multiple events that we have been trying to say let's go on, but we weren't sure if we were going to be able to have the doors open. So with the shop being saved, we have multiple events that are lined up, ready to go, both cannabis, both not cannabis, spiritual, not spiritual, hitting every niche that we can. We are opening it back up to the small vendor business days. So we are going to have that space available for small businesses if they need a space to have interactions with their clients and customers. We have that opportunity as well. So
my wife also holds a woman's class every third Tuesday in here. I have a men's group.
The second and fourth Tuesday.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just something that we have here is for the men's group. If you're local, is just stop by, hang out. And it's for men to be able to talk about everything we want to talk about without repercussion or anybody thinking.
I think your screen might be frozen.
Nope. Are we there?
All right. Oh, no, there we are. So I guess we got a minute. But yeah, anyways, it's a great spot to hang out and just hang out as guys and smoke. And it's just
there are no limits. The potential is limitless. And I mean, there's so much that we want to do and so much that we want to be able to be there for in the community. So, I mean, come talk to us. Come hang out. Come see what we can do. Help your business, help ours.
Our tagline is
let's
come grow with us. We want to grow
us.
with you while we grow. We don't want to grow without everybody.
And we want to learn. We want to teach.
My motto has always been in the corporate world as manager is I used to tell my team, they'd say, hey, don't worry, Dan. We're gonna make you look good. And I said, you don't have to make me look good. My job is to help you grow. My job is to lift you up. So if I take 17 of the people that are on my team and I lift you all up, if I ever need to lift a hand, I know I got it. It's not about me growing. It's about others growing. It's about always giving and helping others grow, because then those others, as we've seen,
or
help
like
us
you said
grow.
At the very beginning, if I take care of you, you take care of me.
Right.
And it is an endless circle. I mean, as a community, as a village,
it's how it should be. But in this day and age, it is very hard to get to the point to say, help, please. And we really appreciate everybody and all of the love and all of the comments. It's blown us away.
Basement Grow Show.
Joe's here.
Wow.
Joe Basement is here.
Joe Basement.
He's on IG.
Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show, Basement. Yep, we're here saving Little Witch's Garden Shop and getting them the donational money that they need so they can stay in business and give us a place to come out in February. So thank you for showing up. Like I told everybody, I've donated $100, and the Cash App information is here. If you guys do want to donate, it would be great. They bring so much value and so much to the community.
And for people that don't know, the donations don't go just checked. We have things that we will be sending. It is like you are in a drawing for multiple prizes. So
For helping us, we will be giving back to you.
Here, you want to put that down? I don't know
got anything to add
over from what he puts in there over to there because they ask.
Talk. Come on.
Hi, Lacey.
Yeah, let's all make her talk.
How's class going?
Yeah.
Well,
why aren't you in
it's
class?
not.
Why aren't you in class? But no, this has been a great conversation, and we'll go ahead and start to close it out. But what I do want to remind people is it's the power community, and in business, especially business, you grow as a team, and you need a village of people, and that's something that I learned late in business. One of my things in business was stay small, keep it all. And that's great, but you get to a point where you plateau. And to get over that plateau, you got to scale. And that's one thing that I've learned in what we're doing this year is getting, employees, well, not employees, 1099s, but into the business, because essentially as an owner, it costs you more money to do things yourself than it has cost you to hire people to do it for you. I'll go into that concept later. But I just remind everybody to really believe in yourself. And business is not a playground. You can wind up in a really bad situation, and it is an everyday battle, and it is something that is that has no emotion, and it doesn't matter how good your intentions are or how much you put into it. Business is something that you can love, and it will never love you back. And it's cruel and it's unfair sometimes, but it is what it is. But the business is also one of the most beautiful things where you get to truly evolve as a human. You get to do things
really fast. It's really fast is because that comment is a business is something that you can love that doesn't love you back. I disagree with it in the fact that when I walk in to this shop, she loves me and I love her. So no, and that's what she's supposed to be. I say, good morning, little witch. I say, goodbye, little witch. I say, hey, little witch, what are we doing today? All of that is the energy within little witch.
That's a great way to put it, and I like that. And thank you for bringing that up. I love that you have that emotion for your business. And that's one of the things about business is it becomes not just something that exists like on paper, if you will. It becomes a part of you. It becomes your brand. It becomes who you are, how people recognize you. There's so much. For me as a business owner, when I go into a room and I'm going to speak, there's people that are that old that are working for the man. And here I am going to speak level to level with another business owner. And there's like a nostalgia of being a business owner just in general. This is your thing. It's like being the captain of your own ship. You know what I mean? And you're in control and you get to go wherever you want with it and as far as you can. So, it's one thing, and that's why passion is so important, because passion, which you have, and all that love and that emotion That's what gets you through these next days up to where we can get you the money so you're not worrying about it. And then you're back in the green and we can talk about better, better days, But as a captain, rough seas and fair winds, So that's really where it comes down to. So being on that note, anything else we want to enlighten people about before we get off about Little Witch's Garden Shop? And I'm saying it 100% right tonight. I didn't fuck it up.
Yes, you are.
Anything else we want to add before we get off, before I make my final announcements?
No, just if you are not using,
Thank you, John.
if you don't want your name mentioned within the giveaway, please make sure you either reach out to us on how much and the name that it was under so that we know to apply the correct name upon the giveaway time. And then for the 2 items, if you would also let us know if you are willing to pay the shipping or if you would like to pass for one of the others or if you're local and can pick it up for those 2 items. So just keep that in mind if you would. And then the Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, and then of course our website homepage has that donation option as well.
Again, we appreciate you all. This has been a tough thing to do, but I'm going to say thank you, Madman. Thank you, Lacey. Yeah, you guys are amazing.
We love you guys.
You
You
gave us
guys are
the
amazing.
fight back that we thought we lost. We thought we were left in the position that we had to walk away and there was no other choice. And reaching out to the community was one of the last things that we were able to do. And you gave us the ability to do that and the platform to do so. So thank you. We really, really appreciate you both. You don't know what it means to us.
Well, the work is yet to be done. We're on our mission. I'm going to be posting about it daily. I'm going to be cutting up this video. Mainly, I want to thank you guys for being vulnerable. Like I said earlier, this is the whole purpose of my platform. Is I want to be like the Steve Harvey / Mr. Rogers of cannabis. So that's what I'm known. I either educate, motivate, or inspire you. That's what my platform does.
We want to be like the Cheers of garden shops. We want to know your name. We want to know who you are. We want to know what you're growing, and we want to be able to say, "Hey, it's you. Welcome back. Come on in."
My motto is business is you're not a customer, you're part of the family. So
yeah. So with that being said, I really appreciate the opportunity for you guys to come and be vulnerable. It takes a lot of courage, and courage is a big thing, especially in business. And with all the conversations that I've had over just the 2 years, ranging, from suicide all the way to what you guys are going through and much, much more. It's given me a great power and appreciation for people and situations. And, it's helping me understand how to be a better person myself, because I'm definitely not perfect. And Lacey will be the first one to throw me under the bus so she has a chance, which is totally cool. Cause, we're 100% honest on our podcast. I try to be as transparent with you guys as you guys are with me, and it's just really cool to now have 11 people who have now cried on my podcast, and that means a lot to me, because it takes a lot of courage to just cry in general in front of people anyways.
Okay, so here it is then. Hi, I'm Valen. This is Dan. We cried on Smoke Busters.
That's what I should get. Little testimonial.
Yeah, that's your testimonial right there.
We'll start it.
Yeah.
New trend.
Well, honestly, I think I'm gonna set up a review section for my page, and just want to throw this in because this is really what my page is about, and it follows up with what you guys just said. And I want to share Flower Child's message again. And it says, I want to let you know that being on your show and talking about my addiction has really helped me feel comfortable with my story and has made me want to help others. I applied to be a residential recovery specialist here in town, and it's looking pretty promising. Thank you so much for giving me that strength. I would have never applied for a job like this before because of my past. I always thought I wouldn't be able to do something like this because of my addiction. And same with you guys finding your courage again. It's just testament to the work that's being done here on the platform. So I really have to thank you guys, because if I didn't have you guys or any of my other guests, I wouldn't have a powerful platform to help aid and assist people, and if anybody's watching, if you're in the same situation, we could raise money for you. I intend to be like the kind of the voice of reason when people are in need. I'm not a millionaire, but the community's vast and vibrant and has options and answers that we can rely on, and they can be different in many different ways. So it's one of those things where we can do really cool things. Also, tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., I'm getting my tattoo done. Unfortunately, I'll be by myself because 804 is working and Paul can't make it because he's working. I don't know why people decide to do their work during the day. Anyways, I'll be there. If the quality's not that great, I'm going to be filming it as well. It'll be probably my soundboard, or I might just do simple mics. It really doesn't know. I'm by myself on this one, so I'm kind of at the mercy. But it will be pre-recorded for later. And then I'll put it up. But I'll be talking to the tattoo artist Melanio about a Black Horse Tattoo in Fredericksburg, about his son who was nonverbal and has severe autism, and how CBD has aided and assisted with him becoming fully verbal to the point that he talks all the time and dances and sings. We're also going to be talking about his mental health as a tattoo artist, fighting the stigma of being in business as a tattoo artist, and how he uses cannabis for mental health. So it's, every tattoo I've gotten, I've always tried to have like an in-depth conversation. And my last tattoo artist that did 80% of my sleeve, he's an amazing guy, but he doesn't talk. He's just really in the zone. So now I'm going to have the needle therapy that I've been looking for. Now, I'm not looking forward to getting a tattoo tomorrow because I hate needles, but I do like art. So, I will sacrifice a little skin here and there and some discomfort.
Hey, while you're talking about CBD and stuff, is that, obviously I am wearing a CBD shirt. It's hemp AF. It doesn't stand for what you think it stands for.
Anthelonian Farm.
But I just want to give a shout out.
But I did too. Hemp AF.
Yeah, that's why it plays so well, and obviously I'm sure that's why they did it. But
I hate tattoos too.
They create and they give out CBD to veterans. So if there's veterans out there, you can come by the shop and get a pre-roll for free. It's donated by deprogrammed veterans. You can find them on Instagram and Hemp AF. Yes, of course. And the thing is on hemp is I smoke THC. So when I ask people, I'm like, hey, you want a CBD joint? They're like, nah. And I'm like, seriously? Like, I have a high tolerance because we grow and I smoke. And when I smoked one of these, it gives you a muscle relaxation. It's not a high, it's a muscle relaxation. So it's amazing, amazing. So anyway, so if you're ever introduced or given some CBD, don't turn it down because we smoke THC. Try it. It is actually beneficial. And again, if you are a veteran, please come by the shop. We do have free pre-rolls for you from deprogrammed veterans.
And they will give you all the testing numbers.
We also have some beads from True Boho. And it's not, it is True Boho, but it's also so many other angels out there that create all these beads that we wear all the time.
This is one of the groups.
They are all
They just
amazing,
like to share
amazing,
smiles
amazing
too. So
people.
they've shared many smiles with us.
I saw Agronomics say that he got a package in the mail. So I'm sure he's going to have some of that.
Package.
Yep. So he's going to have some beads and I'm sure
some goodies
and some great goodies. So beautiful people. Just yeah. Anyway.
CBD is great. Don't ever dismiss CBD. It's the factors that it does for the body in itself is amazing.
Oh yeah.
Not that I wasn't listening to you guys, but I just had like a total realization of getting my tattoo tomorrow and how that's probably gonna feel. Like it's all like dawning on me. It's like, oh fuck.
Crimson, you hate getting tattoos?
I hate getting tattoos. I absolutely can't stand
Me
it.
too.
I actually enjoy it.
I don't do
I
pain.
actually, it doesn't feel like, you know, they always say tattoos are addictive. And I think it's just because it brings you into the present moment. Like that moment, you are present, you are there. I have one tattoo, and my tattoo, if you can say, says live now. And that is to remind me all the time in the morning when I brush my teeth that every morning that I am to live in this moment.
So the
So
only tattoo you have?
that is the only tattoo I have.
All right.
And I love getting that.
Now try getting one on your ribs. I don't have one on
No.
my ribs, but Crimson does.
Well, you know, I say no, but you know,
Does he really?
I want an
Yeah.
entire sleeve is what I want. I want like a dragon right here that actually wraps around and goes down my arm, and then his tail comes up right into my hand.
Yeah, I don't know how Gronomics got it all over his neck.
I know.
And
My brother
that's
did too. My
before
brother
he
did
was on
From
all
Dusk
the
Till Dawn
stuff too.
has it
I
up
was
the side.
sober. Like
Mac has it right there up the side.
Mhm.
yeah, Kristen's got 26 tattoos and still wants more. I do too. I know I got my whole well, you can't really see it right now. I got my whole arm done, and then I got some on my chest. But mine's more sporadic, like the trash polka. Now I sat for 8 hours. Now some of this was already done when I got the tattoo. So Diogenes was already there, my all-seeing eye, my sugar skull, the Indian, and then the motorcycle. But everything else was added in one setting where I sat for 8 hours straight. Where we did the entire arm, because he's like, what we should do is just do half now and half later. And I was like, dude, I only want to do this one time. You know what I mean? So I'll sit as long as you want, but I'm not coming back for like color. We're gonna do it today. I did not enjoy this. So let's get it over with. And yeah, it sucked, but yeah, I sat for 8 hours. So sorry, I'm stoned. I am gonna swing another bowl though.
Hey, welcome to the podcast. Welcome. We're on this podcast today with Madman. Thank you.
Are you yawning because you were trying to get an out here?
No, I'm a tired girl.
We're donating these two
It is
to their
fascinating.
pile of the raffles or however they're gonna do it based on the donations to help them out.
Yeah,
is pretty
so
awesome.
I did write some of those down. I don't know if I caught them all, but you said you had the 2 Petra Tool foggers. Root
Yep.
Nerd said they were doing the Aurora Plus.
Yep.
GI Genetics said he was going to donate some seed packs. Crimson said he was probably going to do the same. Hydroculture said for you to reach out to him later. And then on Instagram, Tico reached out and said that they were going to do a pound of the super tea.
A 1 pounder.
A 1 pounder of the super tea.
All right, Lacey, what are our notes? You didn't take any notes?
Lacey.
I know. You'd think
Her
being a
notes are
college girl-
philosophy.
I thought you were Jarvis.
Hey, you're talking to a procrastinator and a last minute girl over here.
She's like, I won't come on the podcast. Okay, I'll sit down just a little bit.
You coerced me.
Just a
So
tip.
if I did miss anybody, by all means, reach out to Madman or myself, and we will make sure that those are on the list and we have them labeled for everybody and nobody's missed. So, and we do appreciate those donations. Thank you so much. And yes, there it is. BBD, First Lady. It's really good stuff. Really good stuff. And they happily give it to the veterans that are in need. So if you are in need, reach out to Deprogrammed.
Ugh.
Or reach out to us and we can get you in contact.
Well, everybody. So tomorrow we will have my podcast in the morning at 9. And then at 8 o'clock, we will see you with Michael Lumpkins to talk about alcoholism. So I think this will be good for a lot of people, smoker and grower. And then next week we have, hold on. We're booking out. So I have everything out until I think August right now. Let's see here. We have my friend Dustin. He'll be coming on next week. He's a recovering alcoholic, meth addict. List goes long. Now, he doesn't smoke or do anything, but he totally supports cannabis and what I'm doing. So he's the kind of person who just knows that any substance, like he doesn't even take like prescription medication because he knows his personality. But he's going to be on the show talking about the same thing. And then we have Cherry Stoner, which that's a very sensitive topic, and that's going to be about rape and incest. And it's a really riveting story, if you will, because she has totally turned her life around through art and creative outlets, teaching classes. One of her best paintings that she has is a box, and in the box is all like the sludge and mud, and it's being scraped across the ground, and the box is all wet and stuff. And that's her vision of depression, and how no matter where she goes, it's always being trailed behind with her. And it makes a mess, and it's messy, and it smells, and people know it's there. And through that, it's really, really cool. We got CC420, who's a caregiver to her husband, coming on. We've got
You forgot Nicholas Nunez.
Yeah, hold on, let me go to Jot for him so I can.
He's on the 24th. So interesting about Nick Nunez, he came into Discord and I heard the name and I was like, that sounds so familiar. Come to find out, he's somebody that I knew through the rave scene in Richmond. Back when I was a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And it was just interesting because now he lives in Colorado and he grows. And 10 years later, we're reconnected.
He
in the weirdest way.
He suffers from DHD and insomnia with some OCD and anxiety. A bunch of mental health problems made things difficult in the house. He watched his stepdad die at 14 in front of him from a heart attack. He had a bunch of medical issues from a car accident over the years. He got arrested from the first time when he was 14, continued going in and out of jail until age 29 when he timed out. He's had a drug problem since he's 14. And then his biggest thing is he wants to talk about real issues out loud in public. Finally, he wants to get exposure, and he wants to overcome his nervousness for starting his life on his own again from failing, and showing someone that they can relate, and having been through these issues that they can get through it. But it takes work. This hasn't been an easy journey.
Good for him.
So like I said, a lot of like real shit. So A&E, if you want to sponsor my podcast, you know what I mean? Like on the next show on A&E right here, right? So it's all, but in all seriousness though, it's all about the community. And there's a lot of real people. Lacey, when are we going to, that's actually a good question. We should all look at Lacey real quick. When do we get to hear Lacey's story? Because Lacey has an amazing story.
You're putting me on the spot tonight.
I am. I don't know if I'll ever get you down here again.
You're gonna stay a minute.
Mm-hmm. Don't remind her.
I knew
Yeah.
it wasn't.
It's been like what, 30 minutes?
It's been like a couple minutes.
Almost an hour.
That paper is not getting done tonight. But that's okay. It's not due until July 1st. So.
Oh my gosh, you have plenty of time.
Okay, now you can hit the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, come to our server.
Just
We'll
saying.
be in the Dead by Dawn server after this while I nuke my plants and get ready for tomorrow morning. But I want to get you on here. You have a great story, and what you've done as a mom, a wife, a business partner, and all the value that you bring to this house. We got to hear your story.
I'll think about it.
Think about it. All right.
Oh.
We're already booked down to August, so I couldn't even get you on the show if I wanted to.
Well, there you go.
I don't know. You put this one together pretty fast.
Yeah, you did.
You can have
Well,
a
that's
special-
why it's so great to have a podcast studio finally. I just turn on all the TVs. I have 2 TVs in front of me. This is my monitor, right, that I'm looking at there. This is my comment screen, but I can also see comments on there. And then I control this this TV as like my main TV, but this TV is also linked to this. So when I'm over here looking at this, you're seeing in real time. So I don't have to be like third party and looking at my own screen to go to what I need. So we're about to add our 3rd and 4th camera. So we'll have 3 cameras, and then we'll have a remote camera. The remote camera will allow me to walk around, and I can take you upstairs to the grow room, or I can show you the 4x8. And, more of like, if we're doing something like if me and Paul are going to do another bubble hash class online together, and Lacey will be able to move around with that camera in real time on live instead of just being stationary. So, and then we'll be down here. So it's really cool. It's all evolving.
It is. I like it. I like the new studio.
I do too.
I like the whole setup.
Yeah. Well, I can thank 804 Grow Tent. He helped me paint these walls. He stayed up to 3:00 in the morning, and then he told me he had to go home. So I had to drive him home, but we were not going to mention that. Just kidding. But no, seriously, he's been a bomb.com helping me out, getting everything ready.
Yeah, he has.
And then, Paul has been over here, which is awesome because he's been busy with hydroculture because they just moved to a brand new location, but now his time is freed up. So he'll be back on the episodes and getting more back involved with this. So it's just cool because everything's slowly starting to come together. And that's another thing too, is, I was like, damn, Paul's gone. Well, I was like, I hope I will get him back. Didn't know what was going to happen with the store, because they were going through it last year as well. So, it's just one of those things where you just
Glad you figured it out.
keep momentum, keep going forward.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's been tough for a lot of places. But again, wow. So we've gone almost 2.5 hours. So they don't.
I
kick
can
us
go
off.
all night.
All right, let's do it. Let's do the marathon.
Yeah, or maybe we'll get some singers and some bands to raise money. Like,
5 o'clock
while
in
we're
the
doing this, we're also raising money for Africa, and
Come on down, smoke with me,
shit.
be on the podcast.
At this rate, we're coming to Virginia.
you should come to Virginia. You can stay right here. I got a 4x8 you can stay in, and I got a couple bathrooms that have really nice bathtubs.
Hey, I'm comfortable in the tent with the plants. Don't tell me. I'll do it. We sit in ours all the time.
There you go. It has the light. It's warm.
That's all right.
It'll keep you warm. Might get a little damp. It happens.
Right.
Because sometimes I wet my plants.
Me too. Planties. Oh. All right. Well, I'm going to be heading over to the Dead by Dawn genetics server, which is Crimson's. If you want to go over there, we can chat it up. Now, spoiler alert, you will see me with the mask off, but that's usually how I am in my natural environment. But yeah, no, I really thank you guys for being on tonight and sticking with us and really helping them. I mean, they are great people. And all jokes aside, we're on this very serious mission. We have very limited time to the 10th. So even if you can't, like I said, sharing this, promoting it, putting on your story, telling somebody about this, getting your friend to donate $10, whether it's $10 or $100, anything can help. More so just awareness. So make sure you guys do that. And we are going to save your shop and keep you guys going. So it's been an awesome night. And we will see everybody real soon.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Have a great night.
Peace.
Stay blessed.
We'll talk to you guys soon.